Okay, so here's the frame. This is my old Apple press frame. It hasn't been used, been stuck in the corner of the garage for a few years, or a couple of years at least, and just been sitting there. And I did actually used to use it with a car jack. So I'm going to do something different now. So this is the frame here, and it still seems to be in reasonable nick. It'll clean up okay. This is actually the bottom, and so the pan will fit under there, but I have to turn the whole thing up the other way. So I've got it up this way here because I want to insert this nut down flush into that piece of wood, and then have a hole going through right to the other side. So what I'm going to do first is I will be drilling 24mm hole. This is a 16mm nut, and the outside of the nut is about 25. So I'll be drilling down the width of the nut, and then I will carry on drilling with this is a 16mm, and that's a 16mm thread. Now it should be wide enough to take that thread down through the wood. I'll be putting that in next, so we'll have a look, see how that goes. Yeah, so I'll get on to that, see how we go. Okay, just fit that drill in. Oh, there's got a bit of a gap here. Oh, we were away. Not quite centered. I'm going to move it over a bit. Oh, doesn't always go to plan, does it? Right, and that should be able to, oh yeah, that's going to be good. Should be able to tap that in tight, and that's about the, oh, I'll go a little bit deeper. Come on, Fad, a little bit deeper. I'll do it. See it? Okay, so it's gone down about that far. Should be good. Very happy with that. So it just fitted straight down. It's snug, but it slides up and down. That's what I want it to do, and it will come into contact with the nut underneath when I do that. So that fits. And if I can get that nut in nice and square and glued into place without getting any glue on the nut itself and thread, then I'll be very happy. I just started it off. I don't think I'll put any glue in it. I'm just going to see how we go, and if it comes out, then I can always glue it back, right? It'll be pretty tight, and the pressure should be going the other way. So actually it was a bit of wood. I've had a wee bit of a go at it. It just needs a bit of oil on the thread. And I think we'll be going in. Just getting a wee bit tight. I think we're looking okay. Put this in, just check there's no lights above me. Hang on, let's get that oil on the very tip. Alright. That's better. She's going in. So I'm going to have to put some sort of handle on the top, or maybe the vice grips will do the job. So that'll be the, you can see that coming out there, come down a bit further. Getting a bit tired now, so that'll be me for the day. I'll have a couple of beers and go inside. And I might actually, if you can see here, what I might do is get some kind of a steel bracket or a big washer with a big hole in it and tack it onto there just to keep that. But it's pretty good. That's a nice fit for the screw, and that nut is really good now with the oil on it just going in easy, because I did have a bit of problem with it. It's come through really good. That's going to be awesome. So that's going to push down on the plate that pushes into the bucket of apples and hopefully squashes them. And yeah, well, that's perfect. That's perfect. And it was a pretty cheap way of doing it too. I'll tell you a story about that. Take the sharp edges off that. The burrs. Okay. Should be fine. Quite a nice cut there. That's that new angle grinder cut with the cutter bit on it. So it's quite new, it's quite good. Beautiful. Just take the edges off. Yeah, and the next thing I'm going to do is, I was talking to my mate yesterday, and he's got a drill press, so I want to drill a hole straight through the centre here. Because I'll need to put a handle on it. I'll need to put a handle on this. So I was actually contemplating on buying a small drill press. So not that expensive, a couple of $100. You get one that's good for the hobbyist. Or else I can drill a hole in it. But I really kind of want it to be straight. I'll have a think about it anyway. So that's it for me again for the day. Yeah, so that's really good. Yeah, we'll press on. Right, so I'm just going to use this this cutting blade to shave off the burrs. So it'll probably take me a wee while. So that's all I'm doing, just running across there, and then I'll probably I'm thinking that I'll just give it a going over with a bit of sandpaper. Yeah, so that's going okay. That's all I do. Just remember, when you're using blades like this, you get some nasty cuts. Nasty cuts. Right. Right, here we go. Just give them a bit of a tidy up on the outside with the sandpaper. Most of those birds came out pretty good. A couple of stragglers there. You know, I'm not going to worry about it too much. On the inside as well. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so you can see what I've done here. So that's the shaft going right through there, the screw for the press, and up here you'll see what I've done. I drilled a hole in the wood, and just like I did under here, I tapped the nut that's exactly like this. So there's two nuts here. One of the nuts is forced into the wood. So I drilled a hole in the wood with a paddle drill, and I tapped it into place, and it was in really firm. And then I got another nut there and popped it on there, and I tightened them up. I locked them together, so they locked together, and I put a nut on top. It goes right through there, and I put a washer there and tighten that down so it all tightens in tight. So hopefully it'll take the strain, but we will see. We will see. Okay, so it's going to be good. I'm just about to set it up. I've got the bucket done, and so I'll set it up over there. And I've got the apples have been defrosting over the last couple of days. It's been cold out here, so yeah. I'll put it all together and see you shortly, and we'll get pressing. I'm going to have to make a new frame at some stage. I'm going to have to G-clamp that. There's only the base anyway. We'll see how we go. See how we go. So I've got that. I've got the. This is the what catches the juice. Just this plastic bucket, and there's a little hole drilled in there. It's about an 7 or 8 mil hole. And there's this one here, in there. And the hole's there. Right. So I'm going to sanitize all this. I haven't done it yet, but this is how it goes together. This is the bucket that I'm going to actually be fermenting in. I just bought this bucket. It's just a 5 litre, and I'll drill a little hole in there, and I'll put a stopper in for my water trap. So that's that. Anyway, I'll be back shortly. I'll just get this all sanitised, see how we go. Okay, so what I've done, I've sanitised it all as much as I can, and I've got this muslin cloth in there, and it's just folded over at the bottom, and I haven't tied a knot in it, it's just folded over, and so it's all sitting there like that. Over here I've got some cling wrap, and I've just got one of those weights, you know, for you know, building yourself up. And so that's about the right size. I used this last time, so I'm just going to wrap that in tin foil. Then I'm going to wrap it in this cling wrap, and then I'm going to wrap it in a bit of aluminium foil, and then we should be good to go. Right. Right, so here we go. Got the apples in here. There's one defrosted apple. See, one defrosted apple. I'm just going to poke the skins full of holes, just as they are, and in they go. Like I said before, that these here are just basically bags of juice now. These apples that have been frozen for, you know, quite a few weeks, and then defrosted for a couple of days. It's been quite cold out here, so a couple of days is good. But you want to, if you're in a really hot climate or it's the middle of summer, you really need to get them defrosted and get working on them pretty quick, because you don't want them to start fermenting, because there's going to be yeast all in these apples, and they will, and if it's warm, they'll just start fermenting. You don't really want that. But it's nice and cold here, so there ain't going to be much fermentation going on. So just putting them in there. See, I could just squeeze that with my hand, and the juice would just run out. So the reason that I'm putting holes in it, not cutting them into 4, is because I did that one other time, and the inside you've got the what would you call it? The fibres, the apple fibres inside can go through, and they can block up in the muslin cloth, and they can and it's a pain, blocks up. This way the fibres stay inside the apple, inside the skin. I'll show you what you end up with. This is just this is the first run of this new setup. What I'm going to do is when I have some time, and when I'm feeling okay, what I'm going to do is make another frame, and I'll make it out of sort of 40 by 90 pine. Make a really nice job of it, and glue it and bolt it all together. It'll be similar to that, but it'll just be thicker and bigger, and I think it'll do better. Well, it'll do the same job, but it'll just be you know, more sustainable, so to say. Plenty of holes in it. It's already starting to run out the bottom, and I have to. I've just got my bucket under there, and it's got sanitizer in it, so I might start dealing to that now. So here it is. It's the bucket. Got the sanitizer in it, and I'll just tip it into this bucket over here. Get it mixed up. Leave it. There we go. And it can just sit there, and it's already, I think, starting to just drip out a little bit. So we're on the right track. Yep. You can see how it's all dripping out. And of course the traditional way of doing this is to sort of mince the apples up, grind them up into a pulp, and then put them in the press. That's a lot of hard work for me, and I found this way works really well. However, having said that, it would be good to try and make some sort of grinder that's easy to operate, because it is hard work, and I don't have the stamina for that. But this I have the stamina for, so, and it's good, apart from cold hands. So we're just about there. So these apples were just thrown straight in, and what I'll be doing when I get the juice, what I'll do is I'll be adding some pectinase powder to it, which it's good because it gives you a clearer beer, and it also helps fermentation, and yeah, helps ferment the juice that's in there. So also I'll be putting a Campton tablet in here overnight before I pitch the yeast, so it'll soak. Half cup Campton tablet will go in, and that'll kill any wild yeast that's in there. And then tomorrow, with all the wild yeast is dead, of course what will happen is then I'll pitch the good yeast, and I've got some Safe Cider AB1, Safe Cider AB1. So that's what I chose. It's cool to be doing something different. can just see that. See how that's all just look and see how that's dripping out. See? Yeah. All right. That'll just about be enough for now. One more. Oh, I've got a few more. I only got a few more in the bucket. I'll do the lot. I've still got a whole lot more apples in the freezer. But, get that down there. And I might as well do this bucket full. Yep. 2 more to go. You see it all running out. That's in there. So now, just pour this in here. Like that, push that down. Whew! Just pour it over the top and I've got it. Here's my weight, and I've got a piece of steel in the middle. Hopefully that'll sit about the right size. And goes in there like that. Centre, the overhang there, alright. Just give that a wee push to start. Right in the middle of that piece of steel. Probably a piece of wood would have been better. Just couldn't find one. Down there. Yep. Everything's staying in place. Hey. Now, put a G-clamp on that. Oh, beautiful juice. Look at that. See it? Is this rock and roll or what? Look at that. Beautiful. Hey? So you can see here, you see the old frame. We're not under too much pressure at the moment. See, it's old wood and it's an old frame. So you can see that I want to replace it at some point. yeah, certainly encouraging me to do this because it's going so well. The old handle seems to be going okay. Lock nuts staying in. Well, the proof of the pudding will be once we really start to put the pressure on. And it's pretty good. Hey. Going well. I'll carry on and I'll see you back towards the end. Yeah. This is just one of those workman's frames that I've set it on. You could use any sort of table. And a bit more. Alright, so I'll leave you all with this. This wraps up the video of making your own cider press. So obviously I've used bits and pieces of wood and stuff that I had around the place. So if you're keen on making your own press, you know, go back watch the video again. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. It's very simple. Very simple to make. And I will be, as I just said before, I will be remaking this frame with some probably 40 by 40, I think it is, by 90 pine, and I'll be gluing it and I'll be bolting it, but it'll be basically will be the same. The bucket will remain, both buckets there will remain, and it's just got the holes. Don't forget inside there's a muslin cloth, and it's just working so very well. I'm gonna, I think, get a full bucket out of this. It's working beautifully. So this will work too, I would imagine, when you have, it looks like it's coming out quite slow, but actually it's not, it's pouring out beautifully. If you have a apple pulper, you'd be putting the pulp in instead of freezing them, and I'll be having a go at that at some point. But I'll do another video on when I make the new frame, and put it through its paces again. That may be next year. But anyway, there you go. Simple way to do it. That's just that's a 5 litre bucket. So it's a small batch, but 5 litres of apple juice. I was given the apples for nothing, and had fun making it. So cheers. Enjoy your press if you make one. Let me know how you go. And any questions you've got that I may have missed, give me a tinkle. Send me a comment in the comments. Alright, there we have it.